Welcome back to the Manosphere Paradigm, the channel where we learn to level up in our health, relationships, and hobbies. Today, I want to get back to some fun and enjoy some more RP comedy from Bill Burr. Bill Burr, his latest Netflix special. He is a classic, the classic Bill Burr when it comes to giving us some nice RP gems in when it comes to and talks about the intersectional kind of the I would say the just from a political sphere when he talks about feminism, talks about women's sports. And the latest video that I did, you can guys can check it out. I'll link it to this video where he talks about how cancel culture is canceling dead men, and why if we're so equal, why is it not done to women as well? And he mentions an example of Coco Chanel in that one. So go and check that video out. It was hilarious. But in this one, we're going to be talking about feminism, and at least Bill Burr's going to be talking about feminism and women's sports. He's going, like I said, classic Bill Burr. There is a bit of swearing in this video. If you don't like swearing, you know what? You can stick around if you want to. If not, I'll see you. But for those that enjoys and looks past the swearing and listens past the swearing to basically get what he's saying and understand what he's trying to bring across and articulate within his comedy set, you definitely feel free to stay and enjoy. So let's get into Bill Burr talking about feminism and women's sports. It's going to be a good one.
Anyway. So we're living in a fucking weird time. Obviously, beyond all the bullshit that's going on now, like, every time I think feminism has kind of like died off, like a band you can't stand, and they haven't put out an album in a few years. You're like, oh, good. Did they quit? Did they break up? And all of a sudden they come out with some more shit. You're like, ah, fuck, what is it now? I'm just fucking with you. Feminism doesn't bug me, It doesn't bother me. I'm not afraid of it or anything like that. For the simple fact that I know it's gonna fail, And I take comfort in that. I do. I'm not rooting for it because I know it doesn't like me.
Straight to the point, gets in there and lays down the groundwork for this. Definitely, like I said, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah. Do you know why? I think it's not gonna survive? Why it's not going to be successful anyways? Because they still need men's help to make it happen. I don't understand it. I don't understand why women just can't work with each other and make this shit happen. They keep coming to us like, you more men need to care about this issue. Where are the men?
Right? Why is it every time when it comes to women's sports or when it comes to women's rights, it's always the men that needs to come to the table or come and support with whatever sport they are doing, and basically be the ones that is just showing their support, going out with them. When it comes to the ladies, I mean, naturally they'll go to where the sport that the men that who's in their lives, and where men are at, if they are looking there is for attention, they'll definitely be at whatever sport there is. But it's always that funny thing where men are the ones that needing to come to the table. Why aren't they supporting each other, going to sports games, filling up stadiums, and basically doing it for themselves?
To stand up and say something. Like, why do I have to fucking say something? This is your fucking problem.
Exactly.
Why are you always dragging us into this shit? Yeah. I saw a woman a couple months back, professional soccer player, right? She goes on to ESPN or one of these sports channels, and she starts bitching, going like, I don't understand, how come female athletes don't make as much as male professional athletes? Right? And all of these men had to sit there and act like they didn't know what the answer was. They had to...
I actually did a video about this, and I'm going to attach that one to the end card as well, where Bill Burr, or at least not Bill Burr, but I was going through the facts about the women's team, American soccer team, who's been asking for more more money and wanting to get the same type of money or equal money like the men's team. And the facts has clearly shown that when it came to the 2020 and when it came to the pandemic, the men's team were getting money only if they were playing. However, the ladies had a built-in guarantee that they got benefits, a string of benefits, and a annual salary, or at least a monthly salary that held them over and got them through the tough times of COVID. The men did not have that safety net, and they had to endure and get through it just the way like all of us had to go through it. So when I talk about equality, it's never about equality. I extensively go through the facts in that video, and I show everything that has transpired. I have a complete sheet of comparison between the men's team and the women's team, and it's very interesting to see that whenever they are asking for money, it's never asking for equal money, it's always asking for more money.
To sit there like dumbfounded, like, oh, I don't know. Why is that? That is a conundrum. I have no idea. Literally, I'm sitting at home screaming at the TV because you don't sell any fucking tickets. Nobody is going to women's soccer games. You're playing in a 20,000 seat arena. 1,500 people show up. That's not a good night.
Exactly. As much as you want to blame the men for it, if you are so passionate as a female or a woman or feminist, then you should definitely be buying, number one, season tickets to sit in that stadium and support whoever your team is, or the team that's in your city that you want to support. You would be showing that support by buying a season ticket like any other sports fan would. Whatever sport that they are into, a lot of people, if they don't buy season tickets, they will go to games, regular games that is played, the home games in their town. They will go support it. The same support, unfortunately, is not there for female sports, and that might be because some people are just used to a certain pace or fast-paced type of game that the men play. A typical example would be the WNBA. The NBA itself, they gross over $6 to $7 million on an annual basis, and that money shows you where the eyeballs are and shows you where the interests are compared to the WNBA that makes about I think it was 60 million annually, and then they also run a loss of 10 million, which the NBA covers in that shortfall the NBA covers. So the league itself, the WNBA, is running on a deficit, but the men's league is supporting that by just basically giving them a league. So don't get mad at me. I'm only reporting the facts. The number speaks for itself. And at the end of the day, if you are so passionate about a sport and you would be going there, spending your money and making sure that you're sitting, warming up that seat, or if you're standing and screaming, but you are supporting your team. Stop saying, we need to do this, men need to do that. You all have your own free will, and you can go buy a ticket and you can enjoy and watch the sport if you are interested. But don't look at them, don't look to the men to make up the shortfall and always shame us for not wanting to watch a women's sport. We want to watch a certain fast-paced game, like I said, and it is what it is. We want to see the exciting. When it comes to the NBA, you want to see the dunks, you want to see the alley hoops, you want to see the quick pace in the way the ball moves around up and down the court. Soccer, same thing. It is just more exciting, and like I said, it is what it is. Don't shoot the messenger.
The promoter lost his fucking ass on that gig. I'm not saying no professional female athletes, Serena Williams, the women in the UFC, but nobody's watching your fucking sport. And then you're gonna come and you're gonna get mad at fucking men. They keep doing that shit. Why are you yelling at us? It's not our fucking job.
Exactly.
It's not my fucking job to give a fuck about women's soccer, okay?
It is not our job to care about it. The world does not care about your problems. We keep on saying it within the manosphere, and we have to kind of drill it. A lot of people don't like it, especially women, but the world does not care about your problems. If you have a league, whatever sport it is, and you are trying to create interest, try to see how to make the game as entertaining as possible. have a good competitive rivalry, build up the league, and have a commentary on it and understanding the players, the breakdown. If the game is not exciting, people are not going to watch it. I've seen some weird sports when it comes to the Olympics. Sports that whenever the Olympics rock up every 4 years, there's always some type of sport that I'm like, what the hell is this? I've never seen it. But you know what? It's interesting, it's exciting, and just because of the level of competitiveness that's happening or is displayed between the teams, you get pulled into it and check, okay, and you will automatically start drawing towards one team and supporting a team just because whatever you see in the team that you like. We are drawn to competition. We want to see excitement, and if your sport for whatever reason does not deliver on that, people are just not going to watch it.
I have men's sport to pay attention to. It's your bullshit, right? Dude, look at the WNBA.
There we go.
Dude, nobody in the WNBA got COVID. Nobody. They've been playing in front of 300 to 400 people a night for a quarter of a century. Not to mention,
years.
it's a male-subsidized league. We gave you a fucking league. None of you showed up. Where are all the feminists? That place should be packed with feminists.
Exactly.
Faces painted, wearing jerseys, flashing their titties. Going fucking nuts like the guys do. In the upper deck with their big beer titties. Am I on the Jumbotron? Am I doing it?
Whatever sport it is, there's always going to be that fat dudes with the belly that's got some type of writing on it. He is passionate. He is half, I would say, definitely enjoying himself with whether it is beers or whatever he had. They will have sometimes these helmets that will feed the beer. But there's always these characters. The men are always passionate about their sport, and they will argue till when the cows come to be able to defend their team for whatever the latest rivalry. I am a Liverpool supporter. Yes, I am. But unfortunately, this Monday past, we lost to Man United. We didn't see it coming, and you can imagine all the Man United supporters are rubbing it in our face. But when it comes to that type of rivalry, the men are always passionate.
Yeah. None of you went to the fucking games. None of you. You failed them.
Exactly.
Not me. Not men. Women failed the WNBA. Ladies, name your top 5 all-time WNBA players of all time. Come on. That's it. Name 5.
The only one I know of that I've seen that actually I think that one recently was the Chicago Sky. That's all I know about the team. And the only other thing about the WNBA is that I know that Brittany Griner is the player that got locked up in Russia. That's about it when it comes to my knowledge about the WNBA.
5 WNBA teams. Name the WNBA team in your fucking city. You can't do it. You don't give a fuck about them. They play night in and night out in front of nobody. It's a fucking tragedy.
Exactly.
Right? And then meanwhile...
Listen to the guy in the back. Tell it! Like I said, guys get passionate about this sport.
Well, you look at the Kardashians. They're making billions. You look at those Real Housewife shows, they're making money hand over fist because that's what women are watching. And the money listens. You don't want to watch this shit? You watch this shit? They just shoot it over there, drowning these whores in money. In purses, in shoes, in Botox. It's just raining.
When it comes to the politically correct things, it's always you need to support the ladies, equal pay, blah, 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 and, we give them more money. But when you look at what women do with their money, they don't spend and look and put eyeballs on the WNBA or whatever women's sport the same way they do when it comes to men's where the men are at, they put their eyeballs on the Kardashians, as showing you just their life. I mean, I don't know how many seasons we have, how many years now do we have of the Kardashians, but the only reason they are around is because you guys are watching it. So don't get mad at us. That is what you are watching. That's actually what you are interested in. But yet you want to shame us for not supporting women's sports. We don't care.
It's raining money. Yeah. So, the money listens. You'd rather watch that shit. Real Housewives, bunch of women just tearing each other down. Well, maybe that's why your husband left you. Maybe that's why your husband left. That's why you can't have kids, bitch. That's why your ass is as flat as your titties, bitch, right? That's the message you sent. We would rather watch that than see a bunch of women come together as a team and try to achieve a common goal. We would rather watch them absolutely fucking destroy each other.
Look, did you hear that sound? That's the way the crowd was going, whoa. Because he's speaking facts. Bill Burr is spitting facts. This man is a fax machine. Give him paper. He's spitting facts because he's telling the truth about what we do, what they do with their eyeballs and their money in the direction that they spend it. Like we always say in the manosphere, you don't listen to what a woman say. You always look at what she does because that's going to determine what she really wants or how can I say this? That shows you basically what she really wants. It's where she puts her attention to when it comes to basically making sure that sometimes they will say the things that's politically correct to make sure that they come across in a way that puts them in a certain light. But a lot of times when it comes to arousal, comes to other things, those are not the things that they say are not the things that they are attracted to. So when we say in the manosphere and we talk about don't listen to what women say, look at what they do. We understand that it's always counterintuitive when you deal with women to understand that you don't go on face value, but you need to read between the lines. And if you basically take that entire example and then apply it to the women's sports and to feminism as a whole, they will tell you, do this, shame you for not doing something, but they themselves are not the ones that are spending the money, putting the eyeballs on on the sports and the causes that they want you to be involved in. It's all about conning us as men, unfortunately. Prove me wrong. Tell me in the comments what you think, but it is what it is.
Yeah. No. And then in the end, you come back and you fucking yell at guys. And it's like, all right, so let me get this straight. I have to buy you a drink, stop the axe murderer from coming through the fucking window.
Exactly.
And I have to watch WNBA games for you? Like,
stop the ex-murderer. Take you for drinks. Do all of the chivalrous things. And then at the end of the day, you still want me to go and now support everything you do because that is what you require of me. It's not gonna happen.
Like, when are you gonna pick up your end of the couch?
Exactly. Put your butt down there and come and watch the sport that you say that you are supporting and want them to earn more money. Put your interest towards that. And when we understand social media, they can, when you talk about something, this phone picks up certain things and tells you, you talk about something you want to purchase, and in the next couple of hours you see an ad coming into your feed. That's the same type of thing. The more you watch certain sports, it speaks to advertising and speaks to sponsors to say, you know what, there's a lot of eyeballs on that particular sport. Let's support and let's sponsor this league, and that is how you get more money.
Yeah. I don't have any sympathy for women when it comes to shit like that, because every study they've ever done to determine who's smarter, men or women, every study comes back and says women are smarter. Every fucking one. Ladies, you shouldn't be applauding that. You know I'm an asshole. You know this isn't gonna end well.
It's coming around.
Did he say I'm pretty? Oh my God! Get out of the relationship.
Coming around. Oh, no.
If every study says that you're smarter, okay, the question you should be asking yourself was, we're so goddamn smart, how are we in the situation we're in? Well, you're in the situation you're in not because of guys like me, as much as you want to blame me. You know, ladies, you can't tell me you never drove by a sports bar on a football Sunday and looked at the humanity in there? All those dumb guys with their big beer bellies bumping shit.
The beer bellies again. That is a classic classic scenario on a Saturday at any pub in any town. You will have that guys congregating. There will be guys that is chilled, having their beer, having their drink, enjoying the conversation as the build up to the game. But you'll always have those guys that takes it to the next extreme and is basically the town clown in being the passionate supporter and basically getting completely sloshed.
Hey, he's on my fantasy team! Up top, yeah! You want to get some more mozzarella sticks? Yeah. As a woman with your bigger brain, you never looked in there and thought to yourself, I'm fucking losing to that? I'm losing to that.
Exactly. The numbers don't lie.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you other than the fact that you guys are just into destroying each other.
Exactly. And he's not saying that based on just what he's thinking. He's based on that on the previous point he just made. They, instead of watching women's sports and supporting the feminists, watching women's sport and supporting it, they are not doing that. However, they are feeding into watching the housewives or whatever, the Kardashians, whatever new married at 90 days, whatever the next hot thing is that's going to draw the emotions in and is going to take them on a roller coaster. Those are the things that they are watching, and none of the things that they talk about from a politically correct standpoint in always give more money, equal pay, give the sports ladies more. All the things they talk about that is politically correct are not the things that they are supporting.
No, now it's gonna get quiet. I see all that sneaky shit you do. Ladies, if you could just support the WNBA the way you support a fat chick that's proud of her body and is no longer a threat to you, you know?
The same way you guys support Lizzo, the same way you go on TikTok telling men that they need to accept you for whatever size you are and come banding together, creating all these wonderful groups and telling them that don't worry, just be who you are, be obese, be overweight, carry that cholesterol, run a chance of basically dropping over and keeling over. That is a chance you take when it comes to being overweight. These are all health issues. This is not me being mean. This is not me being fat phobic. This is me just stating the facts. Now, how your feelings react to those facts, hey, I can't help you. But the same way you support that delusion, why can you not support this as well?
That league would be doing better numbers than the NBA.
Exactly.
Oh my God. That's one of the saddest things I've ever seen. Oh my God, you're a goddess. You're gorgeous. You look great in that bikini. I would kill myself if I looked like that. Keep eating. Keep eating. Lose a toe, you fat bitch. It's just... You saw an alcoholic where you'd be like, oh my God, look at you. You're face down, passed out. Your kids are crying. You're a hero. You're a god. Keep doing what you're doing.
Exactly. It makes so much. That is looking at things from a logical standpoint. If you are telling someone that's fat and obese and telling them that, don't worry, you a goddess, you go girl, do what you want to do, you know, your shape, it's your shape. But you are having all these underlying conditions of having cholesterol and running the chance of having a heart attack and heart disease. That is the same as someone telling someone that's an alcoholic, you know what, you go girl, you go boy, keep drinking, don't worry about your liver, don't worry about your health, don't worry about being a functional human being that's not dependent on alcohol. Does it make any sense? No. The same way as a smoker. If someone is getting to a point where their lungs is completely affected and they no longer can do certain things or walk certain distances or do just basic task without losing their breath, and you telling them, no, you go girl, you go boy, don't worry, keep on smoking, you do you. It makes no sense whatsoever. It sounds weird when you use that logic back. Not actually sounds weird. It sounds weird if you haven't looked at things from a logical standpoint and always from a feeling standpoint. Then it does sound weird to you. But this is what you need to do to be able to look through things and see through people in how they gaslight you to follow certain trends and certain narratives that supports them and their agendas.
You'd be like, dude, you need to get your fucking shit together.
Exactly.
Get off the sauce. I will say, that's one of the most genius things I've ever seen. How regular looking women somehow mind fucked advertising to get beautiful women off of billboards. Yeah, just regular fucking who gives a shit looking women, right? I'm just being honest. Come on, we're outside. We're in the woods. We can be honest.
I mean, I've seen the Calvin Klein advert. Normally, you had good-looking women and men on there that is in shape and that is aesthetically the beauty norm, I would say, and that was fine. We had Sports Illustrated, we had Victoria's Secret. I did a video on that as well, how their stock tanked after they gone woke in wanting to force people to look at certain shapes and sizes and consider that as beautiful. We all have a certain standard of what we consider the beauty norm. Why? Because we always see and watch modeling shows and see how beautiful people is portrayed on there. We know when certain people where we are, but yet we are living in this world where there's this level of delusion. I'm a 10 no matter what. So if you're a 10, if you say that we all must have to better ourselves, if you say you're a 10, that means you're perfect. So if you're perfect, it means that you're already complete. There's nothing for you else for you to do, and you don't need to self-improve on a daily basis and get better. That is the level of delusion that does not make sense. And like I said, if you're listening through at things and looking at things through feelings, you'll always fall for these things. But if you look at it from a level of based in logic, you will start to unpack and peel back the layers and understand, you know what, and see right through people's motives and how you get conned and how you need to basically avoid and stop listening to certain people.
Just regular, who gives a fuck? Can't remember a name, looking women, right? Well, looking at these goddesses, and they had to fucking be there. How am I supposed to compete with that? You can't! How fucking arrogant are you?
Yeah.
I don't see Brad Pitt when he takes his shirt off in a movie and, oh, great, how am I supposed to compete with that? I can't. I am an ugly, bald, orange man. I need...
What he's saying and what I agree with him is that we all know our levels. We all know our lanes. Some people that is aesthetically beautiful and fit the beauty norm, like I've said before. Those are the people that are the ones that's getting modeling contracts. Those are the ones that get certain opportunities based on the aesthetics, where they eat a certain length, they are tall, they're good looking, and they've obviously worked to get themselves into certain positions to be able to be looked at and to be picked up, to be, whether it is for modeling, whether it is for presenting in shows and media. People has worked themselves into certain positions based on what they have, and they worked with what they got. But a lot of people are wanting to operate outside of that lane, and once when it comes to Kevin Samuels, may his soul rest in peace, he always tried to realign women to understand where they are, where they fit into the market. And that is, when we say market, we say the sexual market value, because we all understand where we are. If you say I'm a 10, you a girl that says, you know what, I'm a 10, I'm most beautiful, then you should be experiencing 10 results. People should be coming to you and saying, I want you in this campaign, modeling campaign, I want you in this initiative, I want you in this business opportunity because you are attracting those things based on just on your physical looks because you were 10. And if we say 10, we're talking about physical. We talk, and for a woman, it's more physical. For men, it's more this. It's more when it comes to our status, our money, our the way we look when it comes to being fit and having the muscles. We are looked at for different and valued for different things. So it is disingenuous when women say I am a certain level and they know that is not their level. Men cannot be fat, overweight, live with their mom and say, you know what, I want a beautiful, hot model woman, and that is just what I'm going to. That's what I want, and I'm not settling for anything less. It sounds stupid and it sounds ridiculous. However, like I said, Kevin Samuels has tried to align women's thinking to understand and work through where they are, what they have, and then understand their level and not shoot above their I would say above their range, and then they land up getting disappointed and not getting the result and wondering why. So I agree with him. We have to kind of stick within our lane and work with what we got to be able to be successful and reach the things that we wanted. Whatever you want in your life, you know what? You have to be realistic. You obviously can dream. You can put out what you want. Go for certain success milestones. But if it's not within what you think you realistically can get, the chances of it is definitely going to be not on the high side.
I need to write jokes. I got to put a lampshade on my head. I know what my role is. Okay? I should be on the ground gazing up at people better looking than me. I don't know, ladies. This is supposed to be like an inspirational talk. I don't know if it's coming through this way. I'm trying to say, if you really if you get through all the misdirected anger of my childhood, I'm trying to say, you're smarter than we are.
Number one.
And there's more of you.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to be, I don't know. Anyway.
So, yeah, that is Bill Burr. He's saying, number one, you are smarter. You always keep on reminding us of that fact. And there's more of you. So if that is the case, then women's sports should be flourishing because more of you are banding together, more of you are supporting these sports because you have the numbers. However, when it comes to what is actually happening and what the reality is, when it comes to women's sports, unfortunately, you are as interested as we are as men when it comes to watching those sports. And actually, when it comes to women's sports, the men are the ones that's actually watching the sports more than women. Actually, they are actually higher in numbers compared to the women watching themselves, watching the women's sports. So, again, like I said, the proof is in the pudding. The numbers don't lie. And it's just a basic fact that people want to see and look at a sport that's more entertaining, that's more fast-paced, and those tend to be the sports aligned to men because the top leagues in the world is where men is. Why? We are stronger, we are faster, and we basically, obviously, we've got testosterone that gives us the heads up, or at least gives us the upper hand. It is what it is. That is the way God has created us. Go upstairs, go and complain with the dude over there, but complain to God, not to me. I am just a messenger, and I'm just giving you the facts. Bill Burr is giving you that red pill, and if you want to swallow it, you want to swallow that truth pill, it's up to you. Let me know what you think about this video, this whole discussion about feminism and women's sports. Drop a comment in the section. Tell me what you disagree with. Tell me, and tell me, you know what, from my perspective, what you are saying and what the manosphere is saying is spot on. I have been triggered when it came to the manosphere, but I have came around, and I believe that you guys are basically just telling and giving us the facts. That's also nice. So don't be afraid. Pop in, drop a like, drop a subscribe, and click the notification bell so you can be on of content as I drop it on this channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. I'm out.